Hey Gameheads, there are a multitude of mobile titles that have long transcended the norm in terms of graphics, incredibly demanded and expected to run on the creme de la creme of mobile engineering. And today we are going to talk about 10 of these amazing high graphics mobile games for Android and iOS. And without further ado, let's dive right into the video. First off is Resident Evil Village, and this one is of little surprise. It is literally one of the biggest selling points of the iPhone 15 as one of the latest installments to the incredibly successful series released not too long ago in 2021. It is and it was a big surprise that it's even possible to be rendered in a mobile device, featuring absolutely gorgeous console level graphics with beautiful gameplay and a very scary theme. You play as Ethan as he tries to find his kidnapped daughter in a village filled with mutants, and if you are into gaming for quite a long time, the memes for this game are everywhere, so you probably heard of it, and the fact that we are able to enjoy it on the mobile device is absolutely breathtaking. It is still playable only on the iOS, exclusively on the iPhone 15, so yeah, it is pretty limited. Next up is Shadow Fight Arena. When it comes to mobile fighting games, there are a few games that top the Shadow Fight franchise by Neki. Shadow Fight Arena is a creme de la creme of graphical possibilities for the franchise. Yeah, it may not be perfect, having several bugs and internet problems when I tested it initially, but in terms of graphics and beauty, none takes the cake. Shadow Fight Arena is a multiplayer action fighting game where you are matched with online challengers to show off your fighting skill in 2 vs 2 matches. Yeah, it isn't much different from Shadow Fight 3, but it is quite upgraded in terms of graphics and overall abilities, allowing you to use characters and abilities well known throughout the series. It is a great game, and from recent updates I hear they have fixed a lot of bugs, so it is worth checking out. Next up is SpongeBob SquarePants Cosmic Shake. In the first instance of me seeing this game, I was immediately drawn in by its clear, crisp and insanely colorful graphics. SpongeBob Battle of Bikini Bottom, the game that procures it, is of the similar quality, but Cosmic Shake is even more better and far more polished. It's truly a console game just transferred almost untouched to your handheld device. SpongeBob and Patrick went to a witch which gave them a magic bubble soap and they destroyed Bikini Bottom with it. Classic duo. Now it's up to them to save their town, transported across several wacky dimensions with 3D platform mechanics, bubble abilities and iconic characters. But what really puts it in this list is the ability to cause some serious lagging because of the incredible graphics, which of course will demand a high tier phone. Next up is the very popular Call of Duty Warzone mobile. There is a reason why this game hasn't launched, and it has been in its pre-registration stage and better launch in what seems like forever, simply because of the intense demanding graphics, which the developers are still trying their hardest to optimize for low-end devices. Warzone Mobile is a breathtaking game that brings the console magnificence of the Call of Duty franchise to your mobile device. Of course, it's going to be demanding, requiring the very best specifications to run that sweet smooth frame rate of 60 FPS and above, tilted towards hyper-realistic rendering with detailed environment, a strong physics engine and dozens of effects. Everything great about the console variant was put into it. Okay, next up is YEAGAR Hunter Legends. This particular game is a pleasure to look at and was quite the hype factor during its production and release, but kind of died out later on, and it being unavailable in some countries also didn't help. The game is practically a Monster Hunter reimagined for the mobile platform, and that alone is actually a very interesting premise. The interesting factor of the game is of course the gorgeous graphics, one that flow well with the overall vibe the game brings. It's an open world game where you play as a YEAGAR traversing lovely looking landscapes looking to battle towering larger than life monsters, of which you kill, get their resources, upgrade your materials, and hunt even bigger monsters. Yeah, it's a very interesting game on its own, with very demanding, crystal clear and beautiful graphics that even my device can barely run. Okay, next up is ARK Survival Evolved. Now this one is a bit old, one of the oldest games I have on this list. ARK Survival Evolved holds a kind of special place in my heart to this day. I haven't seen a survival game with the amount of graphically demanding levels such as ARK Survival, a game that has a small but loyal fan base where you are thrown into a prehistoric world filled with all types of dinosaurs. Fun fact, most of my knowledge in the names of dinosaurs was thanks to this game, which I played a lot, and it's one of the most ridiculously hard games on the Play Store. ARK Survival possesses beautiful graphics that require quite the device to enjoy, though at the moment now most phones can actually handle it. It's part of a very successful line of PC games with the graphics and overall beauty to back it up. Okay, let's continue with Fortnite. Everyone knows Fortnite is an incredibly demanding game with mega huge updates, and if you survive the graphically demanding powerhouse that it is, you might not survive the huge amount of space it will ask from your phone. Yeah, so Fortnite without any introduction is an incredibly popular third-person shooter that has found a way to mix almost every genre of pop culture that there is into one conglomerate mess that is loved by one too many. It boasts of beautiful cartoony graphics, dozens of maps, lots of effects, lots of abilities, and all of these will force your phone to act like a torpedo. So it's gonna need quite a strong device to really run the best it can offer. Okay, we are turning things up in the next entry on the list, Divinity Original Sin 2. Now this is an iPad exclusive. That's to show you the level of detail and requirements needed to house this ginormous game. The game has been out for 2 years and for some reason I have not heard anything about it. Probably because I don't use an iPhone or iPad, but for it to completely go away from my radar is still a big mystery to me. And it is easily one of the biggest games playable on the mobile platform, being an 18GB game that's also playable offline. A complete port of the well-known hack and slash RPG series with beautiful graphics, a detailed big open world filled with fantasy style lore, tons of playable characters, and flashy turn-based combat. Having been compared to the likes of Baldur's Gate 3, it has a huge following and is critically acclaimed, as well as having a near perfect review rating. It requires a level of specs that only the likes of the iPad can satiate. Yeah, it is one of those games that if you have an iPad at the moment, you should definitely give it a try. Okay, next up is ALSPHALT 9 Legend. And this one comes as no surprise. There's a reason why the game, although quite old, is still used as a benchmark test on any new phone released, simply because it's an absolutely breathtakingly beautiful racer. ALSPHALT 9 Legend, produced by the famous Gameloft Studios, has proved time and time again that it's quite a demanding racer, filled with classic car racing around breathtaking locations, all rendered in a crisp looking, detailed graphics. Just take a look at the video if you think I'm just exaggerating, and tell me that the game isn't just clean. Okay, to clean things up with Genshin Impact, it is of no surprise that the insanely popular Hoyoverse game made its way to this list. Genshin Impact is in a world absolutely breathtaking, and it completely redefined what a mobile phone is capable of doing in the gaming industry. I remember when it was first released, and how much hype it went to as it brought the direct console experience to the mobile platform. Yeah, it is one of those insanely powerful phones demanding games, and it's of no surprise because Genshin Impact has divine graphics, from the animation to the huge open world that is rendered absolutely beautifully to the flashy, insane combat system. It is just a console game made mobile true and true, and that's why it deserves the third spot on today's list. Okay guys, what do you think of these games? Can your device play any of them? Let me know in the comment section, and if you want me to do another list like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.